What up, everyone? It's your man Ike Jacobs here, back with another hotel virtual tour in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. This time going to be checking out the Silver River Hotel on Street 172. Now, some brief notes before I go ahead and start the tour about the hotel. I was staying on a standard window room with air conditioning on the second floor. I also like to state that I've also stayed in a balcony room on the fourth and the second floor. And the difference between the room size-wise and layout-wise isn't much. It's about the same. But the balcony room's a little bit better and worth the slight price increase if you want to go ahead and people watch on Street 172, watch the nightlife, maybe hang out during the rain. I loved hanging out during the rain. Drinking a beer out there and just chilling out. Definitely worth the price for that. It is a bit noisier on the balcony rooms, especially the lower floors you get. The fourth floor was a little less noisy than the second floor. If you don't like the noise and you want to do some more daytime activities, then just go ahead and get a standard window room, and the further back from 172, the quieter it's going to be. Location-wise, the Silver River Hotel is in an excellent location. It's the main reason I would book this hotel. It's my favorite spot that I've stayed in Cambodia, Phnom Penh. And the reason is there's just everything around it that you could want to do. There's restaurants, there's a grocery store, there's a convenience store, multiple convenience stores right down the street. Everything's reasonably priced. There's markets all around with cheap food that's good to eat. You could eat really cheaply around that area. You know, you just walk right down the street through Wat Alam Temple. I hope I'm saying that right. And you're at the riverside. The Central Market is walkable if you're not averse to walking it, only about a kilometer away. Just a great location, and also the atmosphere of the location's a little bit more laid back. The tuk-tuk drivers, if you do need to use a tuk-tuk for any reason, they're a bit less aggressive and more reasonable on their price. So location-wise, it's 5 stars. It's basically as good as it's going to get as far as I'm concerned in Phnom Penh. And just a quick note, that also includes the nightlife in the area. It's not too extreme in that area like it is on, say, Street 136, where it's just almost overbearing. There's enough nightlife, and again, they're not quite as aggressive. They're a little bit more laid back, and in general, I love the nightlife in this area as well. Lastly, I'd just like to point out that the amenities at the Silver River Hotel, you know, there weren't much, but they did have a small restaurant on the first floor right by the lobby, and it also had room service for this restaurant. I decided to do a little bit of experimenting and test the food and the service of this restaurant, and I gotta say that it was average at best, and unless you absolutely have to be in your room for whatever reason, or you just don't want to go out, there's so many better and more diverse restaurants in the area that are more affordable and overall better. So, with the overview out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the room tour. What up, everyone? Boy Ike Jacobs here, back with another hotel tour. This time of the Silver River Hotel here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Now, first thing I want to say right off the bat is I love the location of this hotel. Every place is walkable for the most part that you want to get to. Unlike the other hotel, the Grand King Boutique or whatever it was, that place was not very walkable. You had to take transportation to a lot of places. I mean, the nearest mini mart was like 0.5, 0.6 kilometers, for fuck's sake. It's kind of annoying. But anyway, this is a great location, and also there's a lot of space here at the Silver River Hotel, and I'm going to show you that right now. But first, we're going to go ahead at the light things. You got to get, they're kind of tricky at first because they have 2 areas where you have on and off switches. But here's the lighting. Kind of ghetto, kind of messed up. The bathroom here, it actually does have a fully closed bathroom, so the water does not leak out, which I do love. At the King Grand Boutique,
it just leaked out just all over the floor. It's like, what the fuck, bro? What the hell? And great, good lighting. You could see yourself. Adequate, just to kind of run the mill. Wash anything in here that you want. It does have a stopper on the drain here, hot and cold, unlike the King Grand Boutique, which did only have one temperature. The Silver River actually has cold and hot, and you could actually close the stop and wash clothes if you want to, unlike the King Grand Boutique. Here's what I'm talking about, space as well. You got a lockbox, and you got a ton of space. I like this. I feel like in Southeast Asia, I'm used to having more space, specifically in Southeast Asia, for whatever price I'm going with, and this has plenty of space, which is great. Especially like if you're traveling with someone, you got the whole deal right here. More space. You got a mini fridge, typical TV. You got a nice sitting area, which I like as well. Again, a lot more space here for actually a cheaper price than the other area that I was at. And if you have kids too as well, I mean, you're gonna have space. You could eat right there. You have your desk there. You could sit there and do things. Now, one thing that's a little disappointing is I got a room with a city view. Last year I stayed at a balcony. The balcony's great. Gets a little noisy at night because of the bars, so I didn't do a balcony this time because of the noise. But as you can see, I guess this is the city view that they're talking about. I mean, I guess you can see the city, but other than that, it's just kind of a lot of, I guess, AC units, bird shit. And there's the city, I guess, too. You can see kind of the bar area there. And there's a balcony room right across from me, and that's where I stayed last year. And it was just a little too noisy. It's a little bit more quiet, and further you get back here. It's got a nice bed. I mean, it's a rough bed. It's not the softest bed in the world, but it's adequate. It does its job. It's got a little bit more space. The AC unit is a little noisy. Seems like it's having a little bit of a problem sometimes with the fans going around, but it works and it's cool, and that's what counts. And last but not least, you got a little bit more lighting. Like when you turn off, there's the other switches that I was talking about that you kind of got to get used to which switch does what. And here is the independent light here when you like kind of get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or something. Turn that shit off and on. Overall, like the location, like the space for the price. The space for the price is way better than the King Grand Boutique. Way better. Fucking way better. Like the King Grand Boutique was a small... seriously, the King Grand Boutique was just as small as my room in Japan, which unfortunately my footage is very scuffed of, and I don't have that footage for you, but yeah, space is great. Silver River Hotels area is great. It's run-of-the-mill as far as room service and all that. I mean, it's just kind of... it is what it is, but yeah, it's a nice hotel to stay at. I think that you got some artwork over there. Yeah, it's a nice hotel to stay at if you're down here in Phnom Penh. So that's it. That's the hotel for Silver River Hotel. So Ike Jacobs out.
So even though the Silver River Hotel itself wasn't perfect, it's still very nice and affordable place to stay in a great location. Seriously, if you're looking for a place to stay in Phnom Penh and you just want to experience like a diverse set of activities from sightseeing to restaurants all the way to nightlife and bars, then the Silver River Hotel is just a great place to stay as far as I'm concerned. I would definitely recommend staying there. In fact, if I ever do go back to Phnom Penh, I will at least be staying a few days at least at the Silver River Hotel. So, until next time, IkeJacobs out.